Hi guys, this is my first video, my first vlog essentially, detailing my master's in education. So my topic will be implementing game-based e-learning through gamification, a professional learning journey. So this is my first video after I've made my slides. So as you can see, all of these. So essentially, the whole point is I'm going to be making vlogs throughout my research to aid me and to guide me, as well as to help the research overall to build upon um like knowledge, as well as to underpin the theory I do for the theoretical dissertation side. So a way that will help me is these vlogs can simply aid me by visualizing rather than writing it up. So it's easier for myself and yourself to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to give you as this is my first video, I'm going to give you very simple examples of applications I'm using currently, learning to use, and technologies that have recently emerged. Or are currently in development of emerging. So within these next X amount of months, I should hopefully have built a stronger arsenal that I currently have today. So, well, the very first example is what I currently use. The first few examples is what I currently use, then what I'm learning to use, and the future essentially. So what I currently use is something known as Blooket. Now this is a fantastic website for starters and recaps, but it can work halfway through for formative assessments. Essentially, it's similar to Kahoot, if you've heard of Kahoot, where if I just go on here and I go to the images, Kahoot are your simple questions with a picture, etc., and it's just very standoffish. It's very simple. Okay, these guys were the innovators. Blooket has taken it one step further. So what that looks like is if I was to log in. Okay, so as you can see, I have my own one here. Had my students play it several times, but I'm going to pretend to play by myself. There's also like a bug testing. So there's different game modes. As you can see, there actually is so much more that I can play. If I was to host it, as you can see, there's loads. This one has only just released, Santa's Workshop, and it tells you what each of them do. So Gold Quest, Monster Brawl, Crypto Hack. My students love Crypto Hack, absolutely love it. Answer questions to mine crypto and blah blah blah. Fishing Frenzy, Deceptive Dinos. Even though it looks like a kid's game, honestly it works fantastically with 16 to 18-year-olds. And they just love every single one of it. So after the holidays, I'm going to come and try this one. I can't wait. It's going to be very fun. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to play a solo one. Let's just pretend I'm going to do this new one, Monster Brawl. Start the game. I don't need a tutorial. So I'm going to pretend to answer some questions. The delta seconds, let's say true. Right, fantastic. So now I'm just going to pick this one. So now, as you can see, I get a little mini game, and where I have to kill these things. So delete these bubbles, kill them, and I'm getting XP. There we go. And now I go to the next question. That's not possible, so that's a false. Let's see. Now let's go here. Let's kill you. Run away. Grab that cheese. Kill you. Get that. Alright, and then the local coordinates, I believe that's false. Oh, looks like I'm wrong. So whilst I'm wrong, it punishes me because I've got 4 seconds now. Whilst the other players, if they've answered it right, they get to play it straight away. So let's try true. Oh, damn. So now you see I have to wait, so it creates that little pressure. A blueprint interface can only have functions and variables. I believe that's false. So there we go, and then I'll choose one more. Okay, so as you can see, this game can get when you have 10-15 players in a class, this can get very competitive very quickly, and students love the engagement of being first, second, third, trash talking their friends, healthy competitive trash talking naturally. I believe it brings a more positive outcome in the classroom. So there's an example, okay? So I'm just going to leave that. The next one after that was what I was using prior to finding out about Blookit. So Blookit is very popular in the US, but not as popular in the UK. I really wish and really hope with this research I can actually bring it up to light. So Quizzes is another one. It's a simpler version of Blookit. So I'm just gonna log back in here. I'll edit this out. So then I can just pick something. So I don't think I have anything in my libraries. Oh, looks like I do. As you can see, all my game design related ones. So let's just do this, Photoshop Basics. Okay. I can then start a live quiz, do a classic, do continue. I'm just gonna, okay, looks like I'm gonna have to pretend to join in myself. Okay, so join my quiz. I'll just edit all this out. 392288. I'm just gonna write my name, Adil. So as you can see, I'm in. So here comes cool music. So as you can see, it's asking me questions. So yeah, as you can see, this way it gives you the questions I've asked, and I can actually review it. And with all the players, it's a fantastic source. I think it has more updates than I mean Kahoot probably has some ones, but I don't really rate it as much. So yeah, so this one is called Quizzes. I really recommend this one. So after that, so these are the like two gamification and e-learning ones that I know. So I needed to expand my horizons essentially. I needed more to my arsenal. So then once I started this masters, I got in contact with this man known as Brendan Jones. So I'm just gonna plug his LinkedIn, and he's our digital and innovation advanced practitioner at Luminate Group, which is part of our college. So what he did, I had a meeting with him. I got a meeting and I explained my research, and he really thought it was a fantastic idea. And so afterwards, he essentially aided me. So I'm just gonna read some notes that I made with some post-it notes. So essentially, he says some things to maybe look at is maybe learners' reflection after using resources. So after the learners have used these things, how useful is it? Like, have they actually learned anything? Are they actually engaged after the resource has been used? Furthermore, something that's currently not available and maybe for myself to look out into, if I plan to, was how can a learner get access and help from a student who has missed content? So for example, if they've missed a lesson, what can is there resources available, or can resources be made utilizing if a student's missed a session, and how can they catch up? So maybe something to look at. But he then advised me on two different applications. So this one is called 7Taps, which is a micro learning platform, which also has added assessments. And there's another one called Edpuzzle, which integrates media, data informed delivery, and how why impact is created on a platform. So we'll start off with this first one. 7Taps is very phone integrated, as our students, we know that mobile phones is their life essentially, and this allows you to create up like quizzes or data and information and training that can go straight onto the phone. That way students, I mean, I'm in IT, so I always have students in with computers, but in an environment where there's no computers, students will most likely have a smartphone. This is a fantastic aid to like get them to quickly do training. If the students come late, they can like here get on the training and or the first lessons, etc. And I think it's a fantastic thing that I'm going to practice. As you can see, it doesn't look very difficult, so as a teacher, it looks like I'll have the time to use it. So an application where students can just get in and myself just finding out how useful this is. So the second one, Edpuzzle. Apparently this has been out for a long time. What this can do is I can get a YouTube video. Now I can ask you students to watch YouTube videos. The problem with that is they might watch it, but they might not have any sound, or they've skipped over it. And when I ask them a question, they don't know anything. This one, similar to CPD and mandatory training, it's I can play a video, stop a video half somewhere between, ask a question. Students need to answer the question. As you can see, open-ended question, and go, and then once they've answered the question, they can then move on to the next part and carry on. So this creates interactivity and engagement for students that it looks very interesting, that I plan on testing out. And seeing how it goes with the students, if they enjoy it. I'm sure my lower level students, such as my level 1 and 2 students, will enjoy this more than my level 3 students. However, this will be tried and tested, and so we can see the results. Finally, we have this new one. This is a new emerging technology that's only been released recently, though I believe it's been out for a few years, but it's only recently bumped up by its highest level. It's called OpenAI, and the application is known as ChatGPT, which is essentially a self-learning AI that has the ability and been learning from human interactions on whatever prompts you give it, no matter how simple or how advanced. So this is currently a new thing. However, it's been out for the last few months, especially being very popular in the last few months, but in the next few months afterwards, it may become monetized because it's a very powerful application. So in this sentence, it says, which is trained to follow an instruction in a prompt and provide a digital response. So once again, I'm just going to show you what ChatGPT looks like very simply. I'm going to ask, how can I engage level 2 game design students aged 16 to 18? Simple prompt. But however, I can see I've asked how can I engage rather than can you. I'll go into this later in a little bit more depth. So he's thinking. The AI is thinking. So as you can see, it's going to prompt how I can do this. So let's see, encourage collaboration and teamwork. Use real world examples, fantastic. Talk about the design principles, encourage creativity. So it's a nice way for like an ideaphoria, just to get general ideas. And aids a teacher, and there's fantastic opportunities to just keep thinking of new things to add, which is brilliant. So yeah, just one simple question gave me 5 bullet points to work with. Okay, so after that, the next one we have is Photoshop. So this is where I can create handouts and stuff, so I'm very proficient using Photoshop. So for example, if I wanted to get rid of this white background like so, as we can see, I've practically got rid of it. Or I could just use another technique, which is quite simply, I could do subject, and it's going to identify what I'm looking at, and I can just keep, obviously that happened. Then I can press inverse and then delete it. So there's another method. Or if I just wanted to get the white, ideally as much white out as possible, I could do color range, pick a color, go here, press delete, and now just like that, I now have, I'm just going to pick, let's pick this green, put it under this layer, press G for brush. As you can see, it's gotten as much green as possible. Just the AI for Photoshop cleverly developed it. Students use this that I teach for graphics design, etc. And then the final software, so far we have my Adobe Illustrator, which is the alternative. So Photoshop is bitmap, so pixel based, and Illustrator is vector based. What that means is, so you can see when I zoom in, it's very pixely, isn't it? So if I go into image trace and I pick maybe 16 colors, it's processing it, so it's trying to understand what's happening. And now when I zoom in, I know it's gone all bubble writing, however no matter how much I zoom in, can you see the lines are vector. Vector's made for print, and it's another fantastic way. So if for Photoshop, if I wanted to use a multitude of colors, I'll make handouts, etc. in Photoshop. If I want to make sharp posters or leaflets, etc., I'll use Illustrator. So I already have a strong arsenal of applications that I can use. This professional journey will aid me underpinning the practical aspects, using theoretical knowledge to essentially combine each other, and we can just go from there. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting journey. It's going to be exciting as well, and I hope a lot of information, I can produce a lot of information for not only myself to comprehend, but to be used in the future as a fantastic source of reference for this digital world that we're already in, but advanced AI that's currently emerging. Thank you for your time once again, and goodbye.